When it comes to Terraria, it's a very common misconception that the Brain of Confusion is a better expert mode item than the Worm Scarf, or even a good defensive item at all. Let's take a moment to break these items down, compare them, and take a look at these items from a wider scope. The Brain of Confusion has a 1 in 6 or 16.6% chance of dodging damage only specifically dealt by enemies. If a dodge does proc, you'll get a minor buff, increasing minion damage and crit chance by 10% for 4 seconds, as well as a chance to confuse nearby enemies when you're hit, increasing the chance to apply this confusion debuff based on how much damage you take. But it doesn't really matter what these buffs are because this item will nearly never activate unless you're getting hit often. On top of this, if you do have a dodge activate, you'll be unable to dodge another attack for a few seconds afterward, making this chance to dodge in reality much lower. And the confusion debuff will only ever activate if you're taking damage, which you're better off just trying to avoid in the first place. People often look at the Brain of Confusion 16.6% and compare it to the 17% flat damage reduction of the Worm Scarf and assume that the amount of survivability value you gain from these stats is similar, but it's just not even close. With the Worm Scarf, you're taking 17% of all damage that you take and throwing it out of the equation completely. One really good way to look at this is if you had 100 HP and you got hit by an attack that dealt 110 damage, you're ignoring 17% of that and only taking about 91 damage, allowing you to survive that hit every single time with the Worm Scarf. While with the Brain of Confusion, even rounding up to a 17% chance to activate, that means that 83% of the time you're still getting hit by that attack at full damage and dying. It's pretty easy to see that dying 83% of the time and only surviving 17% of the time is much worse than surviving 100% of the time. To put these percentages in a bigger picture, if you had the Brain of Confusion equipped for 100 days, this item would be active for less than 17 of those days total, and you'd essentially just have a worse than slot item equipped for 83 of those days, as it would just sit there inactive for most of the time. If you want an offensive item, picking an accessory that will constantly buff your damage at all will be better than this item's buffs, and if you need a defensive item, you should just never pick this item.